I'm here to prove to my daughter Lily that I didn't shake her or abuse her when she was a baby. When Lily was 2 months old, her father came in and woke me up the day before Easter and told me that there was something wrong with her and she wasn't breathing. And so I ran down the street and got the neighbor to call 911. And on the way to the hospital in the ambulance, Lily turned blue and she stopped breathing. And so they had to resuscitate her and life flight her to Wichita. And then she was in intensive care and in the hospital there for 2 weeks. And the injuries that they found were consistent with shaken baby. She had the hemorrhages in her eyes. She had a brain hemorrhage, and then she also had fractures on her ribs. As her mother, I was terrified and confused, and of course, I was really upset. Lily's father was arrested and charged for 2 counts of felony child abuse for willingly, knowing, and intentionally shaking a child under the age of 18. Losing custody of my daughter was terrifying because I was worried that I would never get her back. And so I had to go through all sorts of things with the state just to be able to get her and her sibling back. And that took almost a year. And so the case with Lily was made tougher because a year and a half before the incident with Lily, my first daughter had died in an accident under the care of Lily's father. And she had pulled a TV on herself and got internal injuries. And so she died when she was a year and a half old. Lily's other family members are telling her stories, like saying that I threw her into the crib and that I'm probably the one that abused her, and I have never shook her or hit her or even spanked her. I don't hurt my children. The fact that she may even question me even the slightest bit really upsets me, and that's why I'm willing to come on national TV, because I would do anything to prove to her that I would never hurt her and that I'm always honest with her.
How does it feel that maybe she's the one that hurt you when you were an infant?
The possibility that my mother could have a chance to have any involvement in this is just absolutely devastating and heartbreaking, because that woman obviously raised me my whole life. So, and she did her best, but you know, meeting with my father later on in life and being told a different story than what I grew up being told, that would just be absolutely devastating.
Now, I'm told that you got a hold of your medical records, right?
Yes, sir.
And you read through them?
I did.
And what was in there?
There were multiple signs of abuse. So I had like the damage, the bruisings from my rib cage, hemorrhaging of my eyes. The medical records show that there was even previous abuse to the said case.
So it was
that came
ongoing?
Up. Ongoing, correct,
Yeah.
yes.
You're 27 now.
Yes,
Do you have any effects from the injuries when you were a child?
This has absolutely affected my entire life. I feel so robbed because I have memory issues. I have severe memory issues. So like everybody gets to have the fun stories of like, I remember when I was a child, I got to go to Disneyland, or we did this, and have all of these happy memories where they get to reflect upon. I don't get the chance to do that.
Because you just don't have any memories?
Not at all, sir. I don't have any childhood memories. I don't get to dream. And I did research, and due to having brain damage, it is very highly likely that I will also develop Alzheimer's or dementia. So not only was I robbed of my entire childhood, this is gonna take my entire life.
What did your mother say happened to you when you were a child?
So the story that I grew up with practically my whole life was my mother came home from a long day working. She was exhausted, so she had to get some sleep. And so I was under the care of my father. And apparently I wouldn't stop crying. So he then picked me up, shook me violently until I stopped. He laid me back down in my crib and proceeded to play his video games until he looked back to check on me to where I was blue and no longer breathing. And then he woke my mother up where she had rushed over to the neighbor's house and called an ambulance.
And what's the other side of the family tell you what happened?
So the other side of my family likes to state that my mother and my father were in an argument, a very heated argument, where my mom had me in her arms, like I was in my mother's care, where everything got a little too heated and she wanted to put me in my crib, but instead of placing me, she threw me. And the story is that I hit my head on the back of the crib. I started convulsing and turning blue.
Yeah.
And that's when an ambulance was called.
What story makes more sense to you?
For the first story?
Yeah. Your mother ever put her hands on you while you were growing up? Did she ever get violent with you?
My mom hit me once on the hand, and she cried more than I did. I swear. She cried more than I did.
Now, your dad went to jail for 7, 8 months?
Correct, yes.
That doesn't seem very long.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Did he plead? Did he
I'm not quite sure. I didn't get all of the court.
But he
all of
says
that.
he's an innocent guy.
Yeah, he states to this day that he absolutely did nothing at all, that he had no partake, this was not at all his fault, and that I should strictly be blaming my mother.
Now, your mom came here because she took a lie detector test and she wants to prove her innocence. What if she were to fail for shaking you, causing you injury?
I would honestly be absolutely heartbroken and devastated.
Yeah.
I don't believe I could handle that because honestly, my mom is one of the only few family members I have left. Hi, Mama. Hi. I know. Can't hug you yet. You gotta deserve that, okay? I'm here.
I love you, Lily.
I deserve my answers, Mama.
I know, that's why I called the show.
I know. I have my doubts. It's been nothing. Years of he said, she said. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I just gotta know. I gotta know who did this to me. I deserve to know who's gonna rob me of my entire life. My entire life. So we're gonna get those answers today.
Yes.
And when you pass, you'll get this hug, okay? Okay? Okay. Come on.
You know, in this household where Lily was growing up, would you say it was nice and calm and serene?
Well, pretty much. I was at work all the time because
So you really didn't know what was going
he
on?
wouldn't work, and I had to work 2 jobs.
Would this story of your daughter, and I'm sorry to bring this up, but you had a daughter who died with the TV crashing on her chest.
Mm-hmm.
Were you there?
No, I was at work.
When you hear that story, did it give you pause? Did you believe it?
Well, he actually took a lie detector test.
I'm asking you, did you believe the story?
Yeah.
You believed it. Tell me what happened with her.
Well, the Saturday morning before Easter, I was asleep, and your father came running in holding you, and you were blue and stiff. And he said, something's wrong. She's not breathing. And so I jumped out of bed and ran barefoot in my nightgown down the street and banged on my friend's door and had her call the ambulance because it was 98. We didn't have cell phones. And so I ran down the street for help. And then the ambulance came and took you to the hospital and then had to life flight you.
She was in serious medical condition?
Yeah, she was in ICU and in the hospital for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. And what happened after she was in the hospital?
CPS took her, and I had to fight the state for over 9 months to get them back.
And then once you got them back, were you a good mom?
I tried as hard as I could. I worked all the time. I had to. And I would never hurt any of my kids.
Family members are telling her, no, it was the mom threw you into the crib and you hit your head.
No. It breaks my heart that you would think I would ever hurt you.
I understand, and it is heartbreaking, and it's heartbreaking.
But
to
I
think
understand why you have doubts, because
it's he said,
those
she said.
people are lying.
There's multiple people telling me so many different stories. There's people backing up yours. There's people backing up my father. I'm sitting here literally so confused. It's tug of war. You each are pulling at my arms. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I know.
But the police never arrested you, right?
No.
They just arrested your ex?
Yes.
And did he plead in court? What happened with that?
No. He had a jury trial, and he was convicted of a jury.
Yeah. Lisa came here and took a lie detector test. And we asked her, did the injuries Lily sustained when she was 2 months old come from you physically shaking her? You answered no. Did the injuries Lily sustained when she was 2 months old come from you physically assaulting her? You answered no. Did you cause any of the injuries Lily sustained when she was 2 months old? You answered no. The results came back all the same, and they came back that Lisa told the truth.
I'm sorry. You don't have to be sorry. Don't be sorry ever. It's not your fault. You don't have anything to be sorry for.
I was just so confused.
I know, because you were manipulated by those people.
I know. I'm going to cut them out of my life. It's just you and me. You and me always, Mama. Always has been, always will be.
I love you, baby, but don't cry.
Lily, how do you feel?
Relieved.
Yeah.
A little, like, relief and a little sad, obviously, because that means I get to, cut some people off. But I don't think anybody deserves a relationship with me if they can look at me, do that to me, and then lie to my face.
Yeah, I agree.